What can I say? The Lord works in mysterious ways, his wonders to behold. It is what it is, not what it was, definitely not what it will be in the future. 3 years ago, I was in debilitating pain, wondering why my arm was not healing properly from a fall over the stabilizing arm of a backhoe. Thankfully, a surgeon got in touch with me because I had less than 50% strength in my right arm and even less mobility. Through surgery and intense rehabilitation, I gained back about 75% of my mobility and strength in my right arm, but I needed a new career path. Through a vocational assessment, radio broadcasting came up, but WSIB was reluctant to sponsor me for the program because they had never sponsored a radio broadcaster before. So I took it upon myself to make a live presentation to the board, and they could feel my passion. So guess what? The Bopper was going back to school. My 2 years at Conestoga College were 2 of the best years of my life. Well, not counting that time I spilled coffee all over the studio and my station manager wanted to kill me. That was bad. Or that time I was doing the morning show and I forgot to turn on my microphone for the first 2.5 hours. Whoopsie. Or how about that time I left my microphone on by accident and there was some colorful queries that made their way over the airwaves, huh? Oh, it was a rough go, but I got the train back on the tracks. Thankfully, I ended up graduating with distinction and making new friends along the way. I met a crazy man named Tim that was old just like me and had a nickname too. He goes by the Duke, which is almost as great of a nickname as the Big Bopper. Tim loves to do 12-ounce curls, you know what I mean? He always tells me, Bopper, it's beer o'clock any time of the day. Then there's my man Kareem the Dream Masri. He's a superhero in the making, just waiting for his time to spread those wings and fly. Just don't come after me, Kareem, okay? Because I know your weakness. I got a whole bucket full of chocolate bars that'll bring you to your knees, little man. Then there's Dave and Andrew. They taught me a lot about computers. They're very intelligent people. Andrew is by the book, and Dave's like way outside the box, though. They're kind of opposites that way. Dave's the only guy that could come into class, do a week-long project in about 20 minutes and get a 95%. For the record, I hate you, Dave. Oh, and here's Robin. She has the kindest, sweetest soul of anybody I've ever met. She's shy and quiet, but once you get to know her, her personality lights up the room. Here's Brooke. Brooke is an enigma. Oh yeah, she's a handful. She's a ball full of energy and charisma all her own. She's like a little firecracker with a never-ending fuse that's extremely quick and witty. She got me many occasions. If you're not on your toes, she will eat you for breakfast. I have been verbally slayed by her several times, and it actually was a pleasure. It was a pleasure. It's a shame to leave all these wonderful people, but the time had come to look for real work in a very competitive radio industry. Thankfully, less than 10 weeks after graduation, I was offered a producing job in Dawson Creek, BC. I remember telling myself before school started, I was like, listen, the first job that gets offered to me after graduation, I'm taking it, no matter where it is. Because the words of my mentor rang true. Mr. Paul Scott always told me, practice makes better because there's no such thing as perfect. And he also said, never turn down opportunity because inevitably it will lead to even more opportunity. And so it was. A U-Haul truck, 3 hotel rooms, 9 meals, 14 snacks, 4,000 kilometers and 40 hours of beautiful scenic driving later, and your boy Big B arrived in Dawson Creek just to find out that my apartment was on the 3rd floor. It was a 3rd floor walk-up with no elevator. It's always good for an old man and a fat guy to unload a big U-Haul truck all alone and take it up 3 flights of stairs. Oh my God, my back is still killing me. My new workplace and my new home, though, were worth all the blood, sweat, and tears. The people here are so wonderful. They're polite, they're helpful, they're nice, and the weather's not so hot and humid, which is good for a big fella. As far as the producing job goes, it's been more work than I could have ever imagined. In the beginning, I was completely and totally overwhelmed because of the fast pace and the extreme precision that this radio industry demands. One little typo and everything gets messed up. It's a blessing that I have a great boss who's being very patient with me and wonderful co-workers that have helped me through this major transition in my life. I love them all. I love being creative and producing the commercials for Pure Country 890, The Bear 101, 101.5 and 98.5 Sun FM. I love them all. I do miss my family and friends dearly in Ontario, but at least through social media, Skype, and FaceTime, it takes the loneliness away, you know what I mean? Tomorrow I'm very excited because I'm finally going to get my cowboy hat. I'm going to Dawson Creek's Fall Fair, and I'm going to find a nice Stetson that'll fit this big melon. I'm pretty sure the big Bopper's going to look sexy in a nice cowboy hat. Again, I want to give a big thanks to everybody who has supported me on my journey, and believe me when I tell you, the best is yet to come.